Alright guys, that time has officially come. I will no longer be running the 4-liter in this thing. Engine is fine, starts up, runs and drives. Transmission went out again. It's the third time I fixed it. And it's also the third transmission that I've replaced in this thing. So, yeah, I've had my fair share of the AW4. Tired of messing with them. They're not as desirable as people say they are. Now, I can hear you guys in the comments right now, but my personal experience, I don't beat this thing up. I just drive it daily, running 373s, 37s. I'm sure that doesn't help. 1-ton axles, you know, this thing's heavy as a tank. So I'm sure that doesn't help. But, yeah, I've definitely outgrown the original drivetrain. So, got me an LS. I have a 2004 Chevy 1500. I also got a transmission to go with it. It is the 4L80. Came out of a 99 Chevy 2500 HD. So they should made up perfectly. Have the wiring harness. I have everything needed to get this thing going. But yeah, 4L80, not 4L60. If I'm gonna go through all this, might as well spend the extra money and get the better stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and start dismantling it. I think I want to get started taking the front bumper off, taking the grill off, and drain the radiator. I'm going to start from the front, work my way back, and then yeah, that should be our ticket into doing this efficiently. It's been sitting a while. I just had it running yesterday. See if it still starts. Yep, starts up. Sounds good for 6-cylinder. Yep. Yeah, soak it in, you guys, because that was the last time you'll be hearing a 4-liter in this thing. But let's go ahead and get started. Alright, start taking a few things apart. First up, bumper. It's a heavy son of a bitch. Got the airbox out, got the battery out. Started disconnecting some of the wiring. Before I get too deep into the engine bay itself, I'm going to go ahead and take this front grille off. This needs to come off too. Radiator core support. And when I get to that, I'm going to go ahead and drain the radiator. And while that's draining, I can finish disconnecting all the wiring. I think that'll be our best bet. Also, I need to get the tool for this. I do have it. Just gotta go get it real quick. These won't fit through this grill. This is my handiwork. This is the stock wiring. I wanted to get my fog lights working. But anyway, I gotta take those off. That's not gonna feed through either unless I disconnect it from the other side and have to run all the way through the dash. And I don't feel like doing all that. So I'm probably gonna like tuck it out of the way for now. Hopefully nothing will hit it. But let's go ahead and get these headlight bezels off, because I gotta take these off, get to the bolts holding this piece on. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick. Gotta take these screws off right here. So a total of 4 screws holding this on. You gotta take this marker light off first. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Actually, I added that one, but there was an extra hole there, so I just drilled it, put a screw in it. Alright, and these are the bolts we need to get to. I believe they're... what size are these? 15 maybe? No. Probably like 14s or 13s. Yeah, so 2 13mm on both sides. And this center piece needs to come out. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 typically, but half of mine are missing. It's plastic junk, but before I get this unbolted completely, I gotta take these connectors off and feed the wires through, and that will give me a lot more wiggle room. But shit, man, this is gonna be a problem. I'm about to just cut it. Not much of a choice. And there's 4 bolts at the top here attached to the core support. Gotta take those off as well. Disconnect all the electrical. Sweet. I'm going to take this core support off. The radiator should be freestanding. I think it's done draining. Not a lot of coolant came out. Now I've got to take these transmission cooling lines off. Air conditioning. Not sure what I'm going to do about that. Probably scoot it out of the way. Unbolt from the radiator. Take this top hose off, take the bottom hose off. This whole unit should come out. But I'm going to do all that off camera. I don't want to bore you guys too much. Well, getting closer. Got all this up front here out of the way so I can have some room to work. Power steering line is disconnected, all the electrical is disconnected. Discharge the AC the old school way. Yeah, everything up here is pretty much done. Alternator is disconnected. Alternator wiring is disconnected. Have over here off to the side, might need that later. All the wiring connectors going to the speedometer, the transmission neutral safety switch. That one goes to the O2, won't need that one anymore. All those are disconnected, but I will need some of the harnesses when I get this pulled out. But everything up here should be pretty much done. I gotta go underneath, disconnect the, I already got the starter disconnected, but I gotta disconnect the exhaust, the drive shafts, and one other thing I forgot. Oh yeah, cross member. And I may take the transfer case off. It might be the easiest way to do it, but not 100% sure yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the front wheels off, drop the car down when I get ready to pull this thing out, and that'll give me a lot more clearance because I don't think my engine voice can reach this high. And we got a long ways to go. It's way down in there, so I'll go ahead and do some work underneath, and then I'll get back to you guys here soon. All right, engine is about ready to come out. Got everything harnessed up. Oh, that bolt looks questionable, but yeah, making headway. Oh no, I don't know if that bolt's bent or what. Should move it back here, but no going back now. Alright, so this is how far I've made it. Still got plenty of room there between the oil pan and the cross member. Back here, however, I had taken into consideration that the bell housing could potentially hit the motor mounts, since I'm not used to pulling the motor and transmission together. So that's got to be addressed. Another thing, I've created a safety bypass in case this bolt decides to give out, which it could be any minute now, but I have it on there just in case. Yeah, nothing else is interfering. This motor mount could actually stay. I might have to take the driver's side motor mount off. That's really the only way of going about this as of right now. If I recall correctly, those bolts, I believe they tie into the, yep, they tie into the track bar, so that's gonna be fun. Yeah, just plug away at it. Also, don't forget to disconnect your fuel line. Just a FYI. But let me see what I can do about taking that motor mount off. I could just cut it, but I kind of want to, but at the same time, be the quickest way out. I don't know, I'll think of something. Drivetrain is out. Now I gotta clean up all this mess. It's gonna be fun. Might not be able to get to that today, but come a long way so far. That makes me happy. I'm gonna get ready to put him in, but first I want to get all the wiring cleaned up, get the old computer removed, the old fuel injector harness, all that's gotta come out. This is staying, that's the dryer for the AC. But as far as everything else goes, now look, motor mount ripped. But yeah, making lots of progress. But all right, let me shut up and get this moved, and then figure out what I'm gonna do next. So on this side, we have this receiver dryer in the way, and it's actually bolted to the motor mount. So that's gonna get removed. I may even relocate it because I know on the LS we have a V8 now, so I know the exhaust manifold likes to run in here somewhere. So this will probably have to get relocated. I'm probably gonna move it to where my charcoal canister is, because I'm not running any emissions on this thing. I have the ECU program for that, which is good. So that can come out, and this is going to go in its place, or at least that's my plan. So let's go ahead and get this taken off. It looks like a 13. Yep, 13. Hope it's not a bolt on the other side. I think it's just a stud, hopefully. This, I believe, is the high pressure switch. We will need him eventually. Set that guy there for now. Should be safe there. This can come off eventually. Not doing that right this moment. Take these, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 millimeter, 2 nuts, 3 bolts, and it should come off. There were more on the track bar side because it ties into the track bar. So over here you got 5, and over here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 8 on this side. So just take that into consideration. So I'm gonna get this removed. Oh, there's no center bolt on this side. It's just on the track bar side. So it's just 1, 2, 3, and 4. I can't get to that with the gun. Just, yep, come right out. Alright, I need to get this washed out before I get the new motor mounts in. Maybe I could just wipe it off. And I can just pressure wash the rest later, because this entire engine bay needs to be pressure washed for sure before I go any further. It should clean up real nicely. Oh yeah, it smells really good. Don't want to waste all my parts cleaner, but it's looking pretty good. Alright, so this looks like passenger side, I believe. Yeah. Look at that, right in. Loving the way that's looking. Definitely gonna have to drill those holes out a little bit to get it to sit right. But I can get these back in. I do know that. This requires stock hardware. You leave these studs alone and put those in. Alright. Alright, got one side mocked up. This side, there were some fitment issues, so I'm going to have to drill some holes out tomorrow, and that bolt does go in all the way, so I have to get my tap kit, and hopefully that should solve the problem. Here's the other motor mount right here. But I did, however, put the plates on the engine, got them tightened down, so those are ready to go. Did the other side as well. So the engine's about ready to go in. Obviously it's getting late, I'm gonna do that tonight. But anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night, and then we'll resume this in the morning.